It's Onorato and Miller. What's going on, everybody? Chris and Ash. Would you believe me if I told you there's only a month left in the college football regular season? Crazy. First college football playoff rankings are out. We'll take a look at them, talk about them and the big games this weekend in college football. Week 10 in the NFL. After another Bills-Chiefs regular season
They play
result that you might expect.
Great games.
They do.
Great games.
Something tells me maybe we get another one in January at some point. Was it the best World Series we've ever seen and maybe you've ever seen? We'll talk about the epic 7 games between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays that included extra innings in 2 of those games.
Extra innings in one of those games.
Extra.
I mean, 2 full games.
For sure. Henrik Lundqvist, the Rangers great, will join us on the show this week. We'll look ahead to season 2 of Happy's Place on NBC and your performance industrial. Dirty, difficult, done. We're taking the side of sports fans. Let's start.
This is Onorato and Miller, sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Alpenhaus, getting ready for the ski season. It's almost here. It is going to be cold in our area next week to start. Cold.
Okay.
Overnights in the 20s, daytimes in the low 40s.
Not quite winter.
Come on, not ready for it. We've got our NFL picks coming up as well.
Don't watch.
Are they getting better?
No, mine aren't.
Feels like they're still not good,
2
but
and
it
3
feels
is
like
not
they've gotten
better.
It's better than
1
and 4, which
I had
we
like
posted some
2
of those
weeks
for
of
sure.
okay, and then not.
Look at this guy who's back. I did wonder, did he go on another social media blackout? But now that the Siena women's basketball season has started, I thought Sam's got to at least be back on Twitter. Sam, it's good to have you with us, buddy. All right, let's talk about the NFL trade deadline here to start things on the show. And by the way, I met a woman at the food pantry, Captain Food Pantry in Clifton Park, and she said, I watch you every morning, and I watch your sports talk show with your wife, and I noticed you were wearing a hat with Nash's name on it last week.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got tons.
I said,
tons.
I said, yes. I said, we have so much stuff that has his name on it because it is a brand.
It's an actual brand
in Nashville.
Some people think we created it.
Yeah,
it's not. We wish we did.
If only. Yeah. And so I thought, I'll wear a different hat. Gigi is her name. I thought I'd wear a different hat for Gigi this week.
Gigi, we got him for days and days.
Thank you for noticing and for what you said this week. Okay, so the Jets at the trade deadline here send 2 of their biggest defensive stars.
Mm-hmm.
Sauce is 25. Quinnen is 27. I believe he's 27. Shocked me. Now, we know the Jets aren't good. They're 1-7.
Mm-hmm.
But they had just given Sauce Gardner a contract extension. And like I said, Williams is young and the anchor of that defense, right? So it felt like, boy, these guys, well, along with Garrett Wilson, will be there for the long term. They need to fill in the important positions like quarterback, I understand, but it felt like, okay, these are kind of the bedrock players of this franchise. Well, they're hitting reset in a big way.
Yeah.
I think it means Aaron Glenn gets to keep his job beyond this season.
To be part of the
rebuild, because this feels like a Detroit Lions reset.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the initial reaction was, oh my gosh. And then I looked at it and I thought, good for the Jets. Now, I don't know that I trust the Jets to do the right thing with these draft picks, but you weren't going anywhere with Sauce and Quinnen anyway. So, you get 3 first-round picks and a second and a couple of players like A.D. Mitchell. Hey, maybe he turns into something if you get a competent quarterback. I think the Jets did really well at the trade deadline here. I get it if you're a fan, you're frustrated that you're like, these are 2 talented guys.
You're turning it over
starting
again.
over again.
And I don't know. For me, it's like you felt like a year ago, 2 years ago, the defense was there. The offense wasn't there. Now, all of a sudden, they're both not there. So you're resetting the defense, which you would have thought, like, okay, with the right coach or another couple years or maybe an addition or two, maybe the defense goes back to what it was. But now you're hitting reset on the defense in addition to the need for a actual quarterback who can play the position. But it just feels like there are so many needs again. We for a while, we thought they had solved the defense, and now we're going back to having huge gaping holes on D.
Yeah. Carlos is still processing it as a Jets fan, still shocked.
I mean, the number one picks or the first round picks, yes, they're great. But Sauce Gardner was a first round pick. Like I always like
Sauce was a first round pick. Quinnen was a first round pick. Now this is the jump everybody makes, right? Because you're gonna have 2 first round picks in 2027, which means ammo to move up as far as you might need to move up in order to get a starting quarterback. And Sam is on it already here. Now
2 in 2026 too, though, and you need it.
No, 1 in 26, I believe.
But they have their own.
I stand corrected. So
2 first round picks in 2026.
3 in 2027.
Okay.
And look, Arch Manning played well last week, and we needed to see something.
He's not the
out of
answer.
him.
He hasn't even been good in college. We can't be talking about him as a future Jets quarterback unless you want to reboot for a 7,000th time 5 years from now.
Yeah, he played well really for the first time against actual competition last week. That wasn't like Sam Houston or somebody like that. So we'll pump the brakes on him.
Yeah.
But a quarterback in 2027, I don't know that.
You don't think they're going to reach for somebody this year?
I just don't like the class this year.
I get
Ty
it.
Simpson right now is the odds-on favorite to be the number 1 overall pick. You want Ty Simpson to lead?
I don't, but
Dante Moore, if he leaves Oregon, is he the guy for you? Lenora Sellers from South Carolina. Like, I don't know that people are getting excited about these names. Early on in the year, we were talking about Garrett Nussmeier and Cade Klubnik and Carson Beck, and look how far those guys have fallen off. It just feels like similarly to last year, and Giants fans can be happy about Jackson Dart, but similarly to last year, it just feels like a very mediocre quarterback class. Whereas 2 years ago, you had 6 guys go in the first 12 picks or something like that, and they all look like they're legitimate NFL starting quarterbacks. I don't know. Carlos says, what's your take of Justin Fields in the grand scheme? We both, Ashley more than me, but we both have said, I think I like Justin Fields. And maybe it isn't a Justin Fields problem. Maybe it's a Jets problem. Look at Aaron Rodgers is playing well with the Steelers, and it was a disaster with the Jets. Look at what Sam Darnold is doing with Minnesota and now Seattle, and it was a disaster with the Jets. Maybe it's a Jets problem, not a quarterback problem or a person problem. But ultimately, I just don't see how Justin Fields is the answer for the Jets.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think, they're going to be paying him too much. He's got another year left. They signed him to a 2-year deal. Ultimately, he should be a backup somewhere probably. But I think I have said I wanted to see him in a legit starting quarterback position. I don't know that the Jets is a fair, legit. I don't know that he's gotten a real shot yet. And that if you gave him the weapons that someone else had, that he wouldn't be much better than he is. But that's not in the cards for him. So,
yeah. Don't know how people can be Jets fans. Every time they get, I don't know that they were closer to winning. They trade their players away.
They were closer last year and the year before, and the year before that.
Yeah, they've had years where you felt like they're close, but
when their defense was locked down and they just couldn't score.
Like 7-9 or 7-10. I don't know if we were a 17-game season yet with Zach Wilson, and you're like, oh well, if they can just get some decent quarterback play with this defense, they're going to be really good. And no. Yes, Carol, it is already too cold for me.
It's not that cold.
No,
it was like 50 today.
Feels cold in the mornings when I leave.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
my car was frosty the other day. I parked in the road and I came out and I was like, oh, I guess I should have started my car. 10 minutes ago.
10 meetings since 2020 between the Bills and the Chiefs. That includes regular and postseason. And look at how different these numbers are. The Bills won on Sunday, 28-21, makes them 5-1 in regular season meetings, but the Chiefs win every time since 2020 in the postseason.
Right, every time since 2020.
So, like, I don't know if you're a Bills fan out there, does winning on last Sunday, does that make you feel good, or do you have thought of like, well, yeah, we beat them in the regular season, we can't beat them when it matters?
I think
You'd
the
still
fact
like to
that
beat them, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's
no
the
doubt.
idea. Yeah.
I think the fact that the Chiefs are 5-4 tells you a little more about the quality of. They're not the world-beating Chiefs. Like, would you be surprised if they make a deep run in the playoffs? No,
Right.
because they have Mahomes and Kelsey and Rashee Rice and all these guys who can make plays.
Right. If I said to you right now, how many teams in the AFC do you trust in the playoffs more than the Chiefs?
There aren't.
Are you taking anybody?
No, maybe not.
And I'm not saying that automatically makes Kansas
and I don't
City
think they're the best
AFC
team.
Championship game.
And I don't know that they're the best team currently, but how many do I trust in the playoffs?
Maybe
The answer is
Buffalo,
them.
but Buffalo
No, not
can't
in
beat them in the
playoffs.
playoffs.
Yeah, I don't trust them in the playoffs.
Baltimore may not get to the playoffs. Denver's leading that division. The Colts are leading the the South. The Steelers are leading the North.
Yeah.
Patriots leading the East. Like, I don't know.
All so bizarre.
I don't know. But you're right.
Yeah.
They do. They play great games. It would be great to see it again. And it would be great to see it, wouldn't it? AFC Championship game, Chiefs at Bills. Final game of that stadium.
Yeah, no doubt.
Which has gone through so many different names. A lot of people know it as Rich Stadium. A lot of people know it as Ralph Wilson Stadium. Then it was New Era, now Highmark.
God.
Who the heck knows?
Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Bills fans would love it if they could win it.
Yeah. Rangers great Henrik Lundqvist on the show with us coming up here on Onorato and Miller. We'll look back at the World Series. Was it the best one we've ever seen? Is it the best one you've ever seen? I say not the best for me.
Me either.
But somebody who knows baseball better than the two of us and maybe anybody else out there, Tim Kirchin from ESPN, says it is the best World Series we've ever seen.
Good thing it's.
Talk about it next year on Onorato and Miller.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable. This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime with Tracker fishing boats, available at Alpenhaus. Feel the rush as you reel in your trophy catch, supported by Tracker's unmatched stability. Prepare to conquer any challenge with cutting-edge tech at your fingertips and the freedom to explore without limits. Make waves this season and experience the ultimate fishing adventure with Tracker fishing boats at Alpenhaus. Your source for fun since 1964.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable. This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Alpenhaus, Marcella's Novice and Performance Industrial. We'll get to our Dirty Difficult Done of the week here coming up in a little bit, and our NFL picks. On the third hour of the morning show, we do this thing now called Did You See This? And this was funny. You saw this before I did, Ash, on Friday.
So someone sent this to me.
Who sent it to you?
Patty Comas, our good friend. She sees everything. I don't know if I think she just saw it, unless she know. Oh, you know what? She knows some of these people, I believe. And I was up north at a hockey game, and I got this text, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And you know what? So I thought you didn't see it. They did tag you, but not on your work account, your personal account.
I think it was my work
account. All right. But you hadn't seen it, and how funny.
Hysterical.
It's maybe one of the best things I've ever seen.
And I posted on my work account, I said, I'm out of a job because Finney has better hair and looks better in a suit.
I mean,
I'm assuming Finney is a he. He's look how
yeah.
cute he is sitting there.
You guys could be brothers. He could be your third long lost triplet brother.
Yeah. It's so good.
So
it really
funny.
It's just so good. I mean,
I'm obsessed.
Yeah. I
am obsessed. I'm obsessed that someone.
Thank you, Alexa and Jenna and Brittany and Al for thinking of it, sending
Al
it.
and Alexa borrowed someone else's dog
just to do it.
To do this. Yeah. So Al and Alexa must be fans, which is, I just think it's funny that someone likes you enough to dress their dog up to look like you.
Right. You have to question these people.
No, I like it. It's nice. I like that they like you.
I agree.
But it's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't get, you know me, I am obsessed with dogs.
Yep.
So I think this is the cutest thing ever.
Finney.
Maybe we should get a Finney.
Wanted to share that with the people.
A look-alike to you.
On Halloween. Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah. Sam, you're right, man.
Perfect image.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
Pretty darn close, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty darn close. All right. We saw an epic World Series. There's no denying that. The Dodgers, to the chagrin of so many fans in this country and north of the border,
more north of the border,
end up winning the World Series. 2 of the games went to extra innings. Game 3 was an 18-inning, 6-hour, 39-minute thriller. And then Game 7, you get a home run in the top of the 9th inning to force extra innings. You had multiple plays in the bottom of the 9th where it looked like the Blue Jays had or were going to win it. And the Dodgers end up winning in 11. Best World Series in our lifetimes?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. So it's not the best World Series you've seen. Is it the best World Series you all out there have seen? What year are you taking before 2025?
Well, I brought up to you the Cardinals series. I remember I was working at Channel 9 at the time.
Yep, that was 2010 or 2011. You're talking Cardinals Rangers.
David Freese with the famous home run.
Nelson Cruz just couldn't quite get to a ball in right field. That was a big hit late in the game.
That to me was a good one. But that's a moment I remember, and I vividly remember Yankees D-backs.
You have to be able to list off multiple games.
But that's it. I can't do that for almost any series. Okay. I can't do that. I could barely do it for the World Series I just watched, and I watched multiple games of that. I can now. Ask me next year, I won't be able to. Your mind works very differently. I just remember that being a really good series because of the David Freese home run was like, and I remember watching, like standing over the railing, watching with like my mouth open. And then Yankees D-backs, because I'm a Yankees fan, despite the way that it ended, was an incredible game. And it's a moment you see over and over. But I don't remember a ton of moments from that series either. And that was, it's 2001. It's 24 years ago. Yeah. So many parts of this series. And like, I vividly remember now, because it was just a few days ago, that Game 7 was absolutely insane. The way that it all went down was insane.
Yeah. I think Game 7 of Dodgers Blue Jays in 2025 may be the greatest World Series game individual that we've seen. But the series overall for me is not better than 2.
Okay.
2001. And I know you're talking about Game 7 and Luis Gonzalez walk-off, but remember,
right after
that
9/11.
Series, correct, featured so much emotion. It also had, forget politics, the greatest first pitch.
Yeah, it was.
In baseball history, not just World Series history. It was the greatest first pitch in baseball history.
G-dubs.
Would have been Game 3. I believe it was the first game back in New York. Game 3 of that World Series. You also remember had the Mr. November calls. Byung-Hyun Kim, back-to-back nights for the Diamondbacks as the closer, who was lights out that year, gives up key home runs late in the games to Tino Martinez, Derek Jeter, and Scott Brocious, right? Couple of nights apart here. Those games in New York were insane. Arizona won the first 2. Yankees won the next 3. And then Arizona went home and won the final 2. And yes, you had the walk-off against the greatest closer of all time. 2001 was better than this World Series. It was epic. I also think 1991 was better than this World Series. It also went 7 games, extra innings in Game 7 between the Twins and the Braves. And a lot of people aren't old enough to remember that series, but it had so much drama there and great pitching matchups. So if you want like a throwback kind of series, 91. If you want just like the emotion and a little more offense, 2001 for me. And then I guess I would probably peg this third in my lifetime. Now, I was alive when, the Mets won in 86, but I didn't see any of that World Series. Or when, Kirk Gibson hit, but I didn't see any of that series. So 91 is when I would go back and remember.
You think our demographic skews young enough to not remember 91? I mean, I don't remember 91, but that doesn't do much for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
We got the youth watching?
What do we got here?
The Utes?
Brian is saying 2001.
It's a good one.
Yeah. It was incredible. And I'm not a Yankees fan, and especially in 2001, I was the furthest thing you could find from a Yankees fan because of the heartbreak with the Braves. But I was rooting for the Yankees that year. I was rooting for New York.
Yeah, I get it.
I was absolutely rooting for the Yankees that year. Yeah, Brian points out 91, 97 was good too, between the then Indians and Florida Marlins. That had a walk-off in Game 7 as well. Edgar Renteria up the middle off Charles Nagy's glove, I believe. And then Craig Counsell scores the winning run. And yeah, Sam is pointing about Jack Morris. I mean, 10 shutout innings in Game 7. You just can't do it any better than that. We may have seen the greatest pitching performance in World Series history, considering what Yoshinobu Yamamoto did. He went back-to-back nights, Ash, Game 6 and 7. Only one other pitcher has ever done that.
Starting pitcher, then relief. Back-to-back nights.
Game 6 and 7. Started 6, came in on
an Astros
relief.
Pitcher, either Charlie Morton or Justin Verlander. Damn. I don't know.
Randy Johnson.
He went back-to-back? They did it back
Diamondbacks.
then? Feels too old. This feels like a newfangled thing.
Well,
to throw like a starter.
So 2001,
again?
The Diamondbacks went heavy with Randy and Curt Schilling in order to win that World Series. They both kind of went overtime, if you will, in order for the Arizona to win that one.
So he came on in relief.
In Game 7.
Wow. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a very
Sam was on it.
Feels like a very new thing.
Well, the short leash on starters is very new, but I think, when you get to a Game 7, all hands have been on deck forever.
Well, especially in
right?
a World Series, because you this is it. You're gonna, and I said, Yamamoto was gonna throw his arm off, and they don't really care because it's the end of the year. How much damage can you really do? Is the argument. He was great. He was really great, and he was in some tough situations. Yeah, when he came in.
Yeah, boy, talk about open up a can here. Here's what I say about steroid users in the Hall of Fame.
You give me an asterisk?
I put them in, don't put them in. I don't care. I would not vote for them. But here's the thing. There are already steroid users in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
I'm not going to list names here because we've done it before, but they are already in. And I would say players that writers knew were using steroids have been voted in because they didn't pop a positive test anywhere along the line the way an A-Rod did, right? So what more can you say about that without really burning some time
But
on
how about that Game 7?
Incredible.
So I wanted to talk about this because I hate when people blame a player, especially something like that. I just think this is a weird hill to die on, per se. All of the IKF hate just seems absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like I was And it was not just like one person. It was multiple people like circling him on the base, having a short lead. Where's your secondary lead? It's your fault we lost. Are you kidding me? The worst thing that could ever have happened was if he got doubled off and that was how the game ended. I would rather he was standing on third base and that play was as close as it was at home.
Yeah.
It just like, I kept reading about it and I'm like, this seems so obscene that people like he's getting death threats, that he wasn't taking a good secondary lead. He's got a third base coach standing right there. If the guy wants him further off the base, guess what? Tell him to go further off the base.
Yeah, you've got the infield drawn in. You're right. A line drive hit to third.
Right.
You're done.
Right.
A line drive, if a line drive lands in the glove of Miguel Rojas, there's a good chance he's going to double you up. It
had to take a perfect play. Like when it was live, I thought Will Smith's foot was coming off the base. I raised my hands like the game was over and like it was, and it didn't happen. But like, here's the deal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
My dude, the reason I was cheering for the Blue Jays, Jeff Hoffman. Mm-hmm. My dude came in with the lead and gave it up. Like there are so many things that have to happen for a game to go a certain way. Pages comes in and makes a catch that I thought was going over Kike's head. Like there were so many insane moments in that game. To put any blame on IKF at all just seems like absolutely crazy to me.
And I wouldn't even put a lot of blame on Jeff Hoffman.
I know. And I'm not saying we do. Like
we were texting about it. I had an event Saturday night. I got home, literally walked in the door, put the TV on. It was one pitch into the ninth inning. Mm-hmm. I thought, perfect.
Yeah.
The fact that Miguel Rojas is the guy that hit the home run. And I said it to you over text. Play. Ohtani is in the on-deck circle. And so if you're Hoffman,
like pitch to Miguel,
he threw a careful slider. And sometimes you end up hanging one and Rojas just runs into it. I mean, this guy hadn't homered since Joe Davis said it. I forget when, 2 months, I think. Or it had been 2 months since he had gotten a hit, something crazy like that. What I found interesting was Game 7 of the ALCS. Hoffman is facing Julio Rodriguez, and he's got Cal Raleigh on deck, and he snaps off a nasty slider that was a ball on a 3-2 pitch.
Got him to swing.
And I thought he would do the same thing here, like, hey, I'm going for broke. It's a different situation.
Yeah, I was going to say, you play a little tighter when you got the World Series. They asked him for 4 outs, which I got nervous immediately. I was like, oh, God.
Yep, but Jeff was great in the playoffs. His numbers were so good in the postseason.
And his quote breaks my heart. And that's why I always say, like, if you think these guys don't beat themselves up, like he literally has blamed himself for losing the World Series for his entire team.
Yeah.
Which that to me, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Like that makes me so upset. You didn't lose it for your whole team, man. Like so many things go down and have to happen. You had a 3-0 lead. You shouldn't even been in that position if we don't give up runs to get you in that, so it's so crazy. But the fact that he was on that stage is pretty cool.
Don Mattingly is leaving the Blue Jays after that World Series loss and maybe leaving baseball.
Maybe.
For the final time. And maybe leaving without a
World Series. And that was, it was strange how much traction that got when the Blue Jays got to the World Series. And then as they got close to a ring, it was like, oh, he's finally got a chance. Maybe he'll finally do it as a coach, which is why I'm like a little bit surprised you get that close. And I was like, all right, now's the time.
It's such a long season.
I know.
It's such a commitment. The travel, the time at the ballpark.
Yeah.
You gave it a hell of a run again. Like, I don't know, right? I mean, at some point, he is on the, I forget what the heck they call it now, the New Era Baseball Committee or the Era Base. He's on that ballot to potentially become a Hall of Famer with some other names like Dale Murphy. And I believe Clemens and Bonds are on that list as well.
So this is how it'll happen.
We'll see who gets in. And they don't have to put somebody in, but we'll see if Mattingly ends up getting in that way into the Hall of Fame. And a lot of people believe he should be in the Hall of Fame. All right, we come back here on Onorato and Miller. We're going to talk with Henrik Lundqvist, the Rangers great. Saw something funny in hockey Wednesday night. Alexander Ovechkin scores goal number 900, and Blues goalie Jordan Binnington tried to, says he wasn't
Pocket the puck.
hiding the puck to potentially keep it. We'll ask King Henrik if he ever thought about doing that in net. Next on Onorato and Miller.
Imagine coming home after a long day and slipping into your own personal hot tub from Wellness Spas. Let the stress of the day melt away as you soak in the therapeutic benefits of the water. Our team at Alpenhaus wants to help you relax and enjoy the advantages of owning your very own hot tub. Now offering a whole new lineup from Wellness Spas, featuring models from their City Life and Peak Life lines. Alpenhaus Pools and Hot Tubs. Visit us at Clifton Park Center and Route 30 in Amsterdam.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Back on Onorato and Miller, and with one of the all-time greats in NHL history. And yes, as a Devils fan, I can admit to that. Henrik Lundqvist to the right of your screen. Next to him is Dr. Jonathan Salick to talk about a really important issue that Henrik, you are living with, and we will talk all about that. But given Wednesday night's event in Washington, where Alexander Ovechkin scores number 900 and Jordan Binnington tries to keep the puck, was there ever a goal you gave up, Henrik, that you thought, maybe I want to keep this one?
No, you want to get rid of that puck as quick as possible. I was very surprised when I saw what he did, but it was definitely funny.
Yeah, I don't know that you gave up historic goals in that nature where maybe you'd think about number 900 in the old back pocket there. Henrik, let's talk about your diagnosis here of recurrent pericarditis. Are you surprised in any way that you were able to live the athletic life at such a high level you did, given the diagnosis?
Well, actually, I had a different issue for many years. I had a leaky valve and my aorta was growing too fast. So that's what escalated the fall of 2020 and forced me into an open heart surgery. 3 months out from surgery, that's when I was diagnosed with pericarditis. Not sure exactly how it happened. It was just one day I was training, trying to get back to the NHL. And I felt massive pain in my chest, my back. I felt sick. I wasn't sure exactly what was going on until a couple of weeks later when I went for a checkup and they diagnosed me with pericarditis and later on recurrent pericarditis. So, open heart surgery, everything went as planned. It was the diagnosis a few months later that kind of changed everything, forced me to retire from hockey. And ever since, it's something that I have to manage and think about. The key was just to get a good game plan from talking to doctors and just gave me more confidence ever since in terms of how active I can live and make sure I'm in a good place.
I don't know, like Crosby on a penalty shot or dealing with something as serious as a heart condition. I get that there's no comparison, but you've been in a lot of pressure-packed moments in your life and career. How did this kind of strike you as being scary, or how would you describe it?
A little bit of everything, I would say. Yeah, scared for sure. It's not a knee or a shoulder, it's your heart. It's an important part of your body, obviously. I think the big thing is the uncertainty, not knowing. So the quicker you can talk to a doctor and get the right diagnosis and get a game plan in place, that just will give you confidence in how you want to live your life moving forward. I spent a year almost after I was diagnosed not doing much physically, and now feeling good. I do have flare-ups at times, and I have to listen to my body. But just to know more gives you more confidence, and then you can live your life. And again, I love skiing and I do work out, but I don't push my body the way I used to. I just know it's not the right thing to do. But back to that, feeling more confident about what's going on is the key in that.
Dr. Salick, this is all through Life Disrupted. Take out the U, and that's where you find the information at lifedisrupted.com. Just take the U out of disrupted there. I don't know how many cases do you see, you hear Henrik talk about a leaky valve with the heart, right, which would maybe be enough for a lot of people to start even trying to become the type of athlete Henrik was and is. How uncommon would this be in professional athletes who we all know to be as physically fit as anyone on the planet?
Yes, a great question. It's not a common diagnosis, but we know that at least 40,000 patients in the U.S. right now have recurrent pericarditis. It's probably underreported because it's underdiagnosed. And we usually don't know what causes it in the vast majority of cases. But in patients who have cardiac procedures, for example, an open heart surgery, and you open up that pericardium to get into the heart, there can be residual inflammation there, and that's what pericarditis is. So I think we're seeing more of it now in our post-COVID world, and as we do more cardiac procedures. And so while it's not common, it's very important to recognize. And so if you think that you might have recurrent pericarditis, and the classic symptom is the specific type of chest pain that Henrik is talking about that is really debilitating, is worse when you lay down, it's worse when you take a breath in, and clearly worse when you exert yourself. It's very important to talk to your doctor to see if this might be the right diagnosis for you so you can start to get on treatment right away.
All right, so Henrik, if you're like me, you're not, then be thankful for that. But as a sports fan, it's difficult to keep the heart rate low or the stress levels low when I'm watching the team I root for. So as you watch the Rangers, or if you're watching Team Sweden, are you aware of not putting too much stress on your internal organs? Or are you like, hey, I'm the former athlete, I don't get tied up in the result now that I'm not playing?
Well, watching the game now, obviously I'm way more relaxed. I enjoy it as a fan. Do I get excited? Yes, at times, for sure. But in terms of pericarditis, it's more about physical stress that concerns me. When I have big flare-ups, I go for slow walks. That's about it. No. Make sure the inflammation comes down. Then I can start exercising again, and I feel better. But in terms of sitting on the couch and watching hockey, I'm totally fine.
That's stressful for me. People ask you, I'm sure, all the time, what do you think of the Rangers? I'll ask the very basic, what do you think of the Rangers?
Well, interesting start. They've been playing really well on the road.
Yes.
Still looking for that first home win. So obviously that needs to change.
How would you handle it? The offense was so slow to start. What is it like to be a goalie where you go into a game knowing maybe you give up 2 and that's the end of the game? There's a pressure there, obviously, right? And teams don't stay in this funk for a full season. But what is it like to be a goalie in that situation where you kind of feel like, all right, I better not give up more than 1 tonight?
Well, sometimes it actually helps you because you can't afford any mistakes. And you also feel like every save matters so much. So sometimes it just helps you to be more locked in. And you've seen Shesterkin is off to a great start, knowing that if you give up more than 2, it might be tough to win. But again, they've been scoring on the road. It's more just getting that goal scoring going at home. That's the biggest thing now for them to really take off.
Well, it's been really great meeting you in this way. Dr. Salick, thank you for your expertise on this, and we really appreciate the time. Henrik, good chatting with you, Dr. Salick. And again, the website is lifedisrupted.com. Take the U out of disrupted. Guys, thanks.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime with Tracker fishing boats. Available at Alpenhaus. Feel the rush as you reel in your trophy catch, supported by Tracker's unmatched stability. Prepare to conquer any challenge with cutting-edge tech at your fingertips and the freedom to explore without limits. Make waves this season and experience the ultimate fishing adventure with Tracker fishing boats at Alpenhaus. Your source for fun since 1964.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
All right, back here now on Onorato and Miller. Henrik Lundqvist. Great goalie, great head of hair.
Great head of hair. Very handsome dude. The ladies love him.
Just didn't get a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
That's the only thing missing for him, right?
I get it.
But he's healthy now and doing well.
No doubt.
Which is good. All right, we've got our NFL picks still to come here on the show. I would say they're getting slightly...
No. They're not.
Not better.
No.
No, not better. Okay.
And now, Dirty, Difficult, and Done. Sponsored by Performance Industrial.
Never a job too dirty or too difficult for the squad at Performance Industrial to get it done. Here we go. YouTube TV and Disney are doing sports fans dirty. Now,
Doing us dirty.
when this happened, you see it flash on the screen all the time, like call your whoever, go to, getmychannels.com or the stupid website is. And you think like, all right, well, this is going to get resolved before they
That's
hit the
what I
deadline,
said.
right? Okay. And then when the deadline comes and goes and they pull, I think, well, all right, it's going to get done within 48 hours or we're about a
weekend.
week into this thing, right? Because I think they pulled the plug right before midnight Friday. So
Football
we're coming up on a
Saturday,
week.
college.
Yeah.
I was convinced that by Monday, with the Cowboys,
I thought so
Monday
too.
Night Football, I was convinced it would be resolved.
Yep. You saw the reports that
Have
Disney
not.
was putting a little bit of pressure on YouTube TV, like, hey, at least for election night, you guys should put ABC back onto people's TV plan so they can watch election night coverage. Well, here's the problem. You got NBC, you got Fox, you got CBS, you got Fox News, you got MSNBC, you got CNN. Like, you don't need ABC. You don't need Disney's channels. But I'm with you. I thought if the Cowboys can't get it done,
Now, it's not getting done. At least not anytime soon.
I wonder. Fox and DirecTV went years.
That is true.
Years. Multiple World Series, including a Super Bowl, and
That's
it didn't
insane.
get done. So this is getting a little frustrating. Like,
Our-
figure it out. Plus, here's the other problem I
I
have.
can't do my job.
We have ESPN Plus and the bundle with Disney Plus and Hulu.
We have everything.
Can I watch games that way? No.
Well, that's stupid.
ESPN has its tiered up streaming platform with Fox that's like $40 a month. We're paying $25 a month or something like that.
We're paying too much and all kinds of things.
Guys, figure it out. You're both making a lot of money.
At least we have the NFL package.
No doubt. And I don't need ABC and ESPN for the NFL outside of Monday Night Football. Now, come playoff time,
Right.
if this thing goes
ESPN has games on the weekend, right?
figure it out.
We'll be going to bars all over the place watching.
This is now we're into college basketball season also. ESPN games. Like, come on, guys. This is ridiculous.
We got problems.
Major problems.
And this is the best part. We went to bat for YouTube TV because of how great it was to have the NFL package and the quad box and all the things. I've convinced my parents to go to YouTube TV. We've convinced everybody and their mother to go to YouTube TV. And now it's like, YouTube TV sucks. We're like, oh, right. Okay. Well, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I swear they'll fix it soon.
Yeah.
My dad's mad.
Has he jumped ship yet?
No, you can't just jump.
Not
can
yet.
You?
It's been a week. It's been a week.
I know, but he's not happy.
It's been a week.
I don't blame him.
Me neither. No, we're not. Nobody's happy about this.
Because we watch Netflix and Prime and HBO Max and all these things. You know what my dad was doing tonight? I called my mom. He rented a John Wayne movie.
Rented a movie? Did he stream it, or he went to like Redbox and rented a physical?
No, he like
DVD?
paid for it on streaming.
Okay. At least he did that.
No ESPN, so he's watching John Wayne. This is what we've resorted to.
He's going the old reliable.
Oh gosh, he's probably seen the movie 10,000 times.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
Seen whatever movie it is 10,000 times. What's an old John Wayne movie that you've heard of?
I'm surprised your dad doesn't watch some of the new stuff that's out there. He enjoys the TV experience.
He does.
Your mom does not. But I'm surprised he doesn't just dabble in like, all right, what's this series, The Diplomat, all about? I'll check it out.
He liked Reacher. I'm pretty sure he watched Reacher.
See, I think if he just
I know
dipped his toe, I think he would find a lot of stuff.
You got to teach him how to get to certain things, and then once he does it enough, he's into it. But it gets a little confusing. All the apps. Listen, it took me a long time to do Apple TV to understand what was happening. I was like, can you do it, please?
College football playoff rankings are out. And my first blush thought here is like, it's going to be really difficult for the ACC and the Big 12 to get multiple teams in. I don't think the ACC has a shot at that. Big 12, maybe. Utah, BYU, and Texas Tech are the three highest ranked Big 12 teams. Tech and BYU play this weekend, by the way.
We got to hustle, by the way.
Okay, that's a noon game. Can't wait for that one between the Cougars and the
just
Red
keeping
Raiders
us on
Tech.
time.
Exactly. So here's a look at your Saturday games that
Enjoy
I think are
on ESPN.
Are interesting.
We won't see them.
Yeah, you won't see them. All right, back with two of the stars from Happy's Place on O&M.
Novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable. This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpen House.
Happy's Place returns to News Channel 13 and NBC Friday night, 8 o'clock. And we are joined by two of the stars here, Belisa Escobedo and Melissa Peterson. Ladies, thank you so much for doing this with us. And congratulations on season 2. Melissa, because you've worked with Reba on other projects, I'll ask you, when you get involved with somebody like Reba McEntire, do you just know it's going to work because of what she's able to bring to the table and rally the people like you around her?
Yeah, I do. I think that Reba is, I don't think that it's not that she's never had anything not go the way she's planned, but, she does. She chooses to surround herself with really great people that do their job well. So at least I always know that I'm going to love it. I'm going to love what we're doing, and hopefully that the audience will embrace it as well. But yeah, it's an easy yes when Reba McEntire calls and says, we've got a show. Do you want to do it? I've already said yes before she just said hello. Yes. Easy yes.
And Belisa, you get to play a fun role, I'll say opposite Reba, but you get to challenge her in some ways, which is probably a lot of fun for you. What is it about your, I guess, personal dynamic off the screen that makes it work so well on TV?
I think it's the same with everyone in the cast, that we all just have a, natural friendship, and it's been there since the beginning. So as we go through, as the characters develop their friendships, we're also developing ours. So I think that really helps translate, through our characters onto the screen.
I mean, it's fun to do a scene with Reba, and it's fun when the writers give you a scene where you get to kind of go head to head with Reba, and you do it so beautifully. You're so funny. And as someone who, that was how I started off, was getting to go head to head or be the be that, that sort of sometimes friction, but ultimately love between people. But yeah, it's fun when you get to go toe to toe with Reba, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Melissa, I don't know who I am to say this, but it just seems like not being in it. I don't write it, I don't act it, but it seems like doing comedy well on network becomes increasingly more difficult. And yet here we are, season 2 with Happy's Place, which is funny. Why? What is it that, again, just makes this a network success?
Well, I think always and first and foremost, you got to have writers that can write the funny, and we're lucky that we've got writers that that can do that. And they are, in season 2, they know our voice more. And I think you're right. It's harder when the world gets a little harder. It's hard to be funny. And I think, but funny has always been funny. We know what works. If something was funny, 100 years ago, it's still sort of funny. If it's relatable, if it's something that we all go, oh yes, that's what it's like. So those themes haven't really changed. The world has, and things can be going all over the place in the world. But those themes, those common themes that we all relate to that make us laugh, those really haven't changed that much. So it's about sort of exploiting those themes and truly it's about the relationships between the characters. Mm-hmm. When you can start having character jokes where it's not just a, dun-dun punchline when they go, oh, that's a Steve thing. That's a Gabby thing. When you can walk in a room and do that, and then the audience knows it because that's something that the character has, that's a lovely thing. And I think that's where we're at. And, I really, truly, honestly believe there is a hunger out there for that multicam, feel good, funny, that formula that we know and comforts us. I really believe in that. I really do.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it. There's a reason people watch reruns of certain shows, or even now, right? Yeah. It's not like we've lost interest in that. It's finding the next really good thing, which Happy's Place is. And so Billy says, Melissa talks about having that character awareness with the audience. Does that make your job a little bit easier now? Because the people who are tuning in every single week understand your story, your background, and what makes your character so good.
Yeah. I think, we have a good team of writers and the characters are developing as they go. And it definitely makes it easier having an audience there, just feeling assured, like, yep, they know me.
I love it that they can make jokes about, we know that you talk about your degree a lot, that you were a psychology major.
Right.
Like, so when you come in and there's like, yes, we know you're those kind of jokes in season 2 become a lot easier because we've established all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously without giving anything away here for our audience, Bailey, so what is a moment or what should people be looking out for in season 2 as this show develops?
We've got a lot coming in season 2. I think each character goes through something and needs help from the rest of the crew. And we have amazing guest stars coming in. So there's a lot to look forward to this season.
And Melissa, we talked with Steve on this show last year about his appearance. And I was just going to be, my question to you is kind of bringing back some people or bringing new people into the fold that the audience will get excited about. That is something we don't really get to see outside of these good network shows. There seems to be a formula there that works.
Yeah, and we do it again. We brought, we had Steve back. We're bringing Joanna Garcia back into season 2. She's from the original Reba show. We bring Sherry O'Terry, SNL icon, comes to play. Christopher Lloyd, Carol Kane. So yeah, we have the ability to bring in, not only sort of the nostalgia from the original Reba show into this new place here at NBC, but the great thing is when you have a show that's established and people like it, you can get those guest stars to say yes. You can get them to say yes because they're like, oh, I want to do that. And that's been really I'm loving it. It's we feel comfortable. We've been established, but when you bring in like a Chris Lloyd, or I said Chris like we're good friends. Let's just and we are. My good friend Chris Lloyd came in, stopped by. Doc Brown. But it's a great thing. It's easier to get yeses too from people that maybe were not in the original, that already don't know Reba and the team. Like a Joe and a Steve Howie. It's easier to get those yeses when you've got a network show that people are loving and established. And NBC's been really supportive about helping us get those stars in here.
And season 2 launches Friday night on News Channel 13 and NBC, 8 o'clock. Ladies, thank you so much for doing this with us. Continued success with the show. Happy's Place.
Imagine coming home after a long day and slipping into your own personal hot tub from Wellness Spas. Let the stress of the day melt away as you soak in the therapeutic benefits of the water. Our team at Alpenhaus wants to help you relax and enjoy the advantages of owning your very own hot tub. Now offering a whole new lineup from Wellness Spas, featuring models from their City Life and Peak Life lines. Alpenhaus Pools and Hot Tubs. Visit us at Clifton Park Center and Route 30 in Amsterdam.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on. For cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair, you can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
That's a couple of the stars from Happy's Place. We're wrapping things up here on this week's show. Let's get into our NFL picks here, Ash, as much as maybe
Which
we
stink.
don't. Yeah, not great. Not great. Our picks from last week. Quick overview.
I picked the Colts, even though I said, Daniel Jones will probably come back down to earth.
Yeah.
Well, he did.
Our
and I
records
picked him
here.
anyway. Yep,
Okay.
not great.
Mm-hmm.
Really not great.
Long road back for both of us. Opportunity here. Final 2 minutes of the show. Here we go. 2-minute drill. Patriots at Buccaneers. A field goal at home for Tampa.
Yeah, this one I wasn't sure about.
Like the injuries
Their
for Tampa
injuries,
Bay to the wide receivers.
Feels like everybody loves the Patriots these days.
They're hot right now, 7-2. There's got to be a speed bump somewhere in the road for them. I'm going to bank on it being in Tampa this weekend. Okay. Giants and Bears, we both like Chicago.
The Bears are hot. Speaking of hot teams, they're as hot as it gets right now. So, again, the Giants also have injuries. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants keep it within a field goal. But I'm going to say the Bears win at home.
Yeah, Giants offense right now, like who's Dart handing it to, throwing it to, feels like a tough thing for him to try to pull off.
Both on the Vikings.
Ravens and Vikings here. This number's gone down to 3.5.
Okay,
3.5. We're getting it at 5.5. So thank you. I'll take those points.
Yeah, it feels a little curious that the Vikings are a home dog in this situation to a not very good Ravens team. But
Brian Flores' defense against Detroit was so good a week ago. Baltimore needs the game, but I'll take Minnesota at home. Yeah, that defense in Baltimore has been bad. Okay. Rams and Niners, both taking the Rams here.
Both taking the Rams. Don't love the Niners. Taking the Rams.
More Mac Jones. Rams lost at home to the Niners. We're taking them to win. Steelers and Chargers Sunday night, News Channel 13, NBC. I like Pittsburgh. You like LA.
Steelers are hot. I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'll take
why not?
the points in Pittsburgh. They're playing well. Okay. Quick look here at what we've got
different
this week.
Patriots, Bucks, and Chargers, Steelers. Different.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Like my mom says,
do it again next
we
week.
hope for good games.
Oh.
We just hope for good games. Thanks for watching Onorato and Miller, everyone.